Could you just tell us a little bit more about Legal Studios, kind of like the mission of the company and what your role is and what that's about?
So Legal Studios is a collection of consultant solicitors and lawyers covering a very broad range of legal areas. They've been going for about 10 years, I think it is now. I joined as the first person into specialising in intellectual property and specifically trademarks.
So before moving to Equinox, what kind of IPMS challenges were you facing and how was this impacting your firm?
Well, we had a system in place which was absolutely fine for other areas of law, but for particularly the trademark side of things, when you're dealing with a lot of intellectual property rights, the searching wasn't easy. The reports that we needed to create for both internal and for client information wasn't easily obtainable, if it was obtainable at all. We really wanted the efficiencies of being able to produce what the client wants and the client deserves to have. You're charged with managing their portfolios, and it's really important that you can obtain the data that you need.
In your decision-making process, what drew you to Equinox?
Well, firstly, the recommendations. So we got a lot of recommendations when we started looking around at the options, and Equinox came up again and again and again as being the most used and the most popular. Then looking at when we first went through the systems and looked, it seemed to match all the things that we were looking for and more, really. So being able to tailor it was such for us, is a really good system, because we have a wide variety of clients. What suits one might not suit another, and that's totally tailored, taken account of in the Equinox systems.
So were there any reservations about switching?
Personally, I was excited about getting to use the new system because it was going to make life so much easier from the previous experience. But it was more excitement about being able to use something, but actually, again, the reservations really were just making sure from our perspective that we had a transition and a system of how that transition was working, and everybody knew who was responsible for what, so that we could get everything across safely.
And once you got talking to us, how did that reservation and fear kind of change?
Hugely, because actually you guys were always around. We had regular meetings, and even in between those regular meetings you were always on call and quick and responsive about coming through to us if we'd managed to get ourselves into a pickle over anything. And because the onboarding system, the onboarding transition lasted, I think it was a month, wasn't it? And from doing that, you can gradually get comfortable with things. You can put the trials in place, you can put some data into there and have the time to feel your way through it and get it set up how you want. From the moment we pressed the button and said, yes, we'd like to go ahead with Equinox, there was a clear and responsive email between everybody, and it listed out very clearly what we were going to do through the progressive meetings, but also it progressed really fluidly, so you didn't feel totally overawed with the amount, because yes, we've been using Equinox for about 6 months now, but I still don't know half of it. Well, not even half. That would be amazing if I knew that. So it took us through the bits to get us up and going and understand how we can get the basics going and then build on that. And still to this day, you guys are there to kind of, the onboarding really hasn't finished, because you're always there helping us find the next level. As you feel more comfortable on what you've got at the moment, you then step up and try the next thing.
So could you talk us through your onboarding experience?
Yeah, it was remarkably painless. It was because we'd had meetings beforehand, so you'd shown us around the systems and we'd had trial access, so we'd had a chance to kind of play with bits and pieces and put trial cases and details on there and have a bit of a play in a safe zone where you're not actually going to go off in a complete different world and ruin the whole thing. So we had that time to learn about things whilst also extracting the data and getting it over to your guys to put that in. And then our regular meetings where, as we were getting more comfortable, we were talking through the next bits, next stages, whether that was diary related or report related, or how to tailor it, all the things available, getting the billing right. So it was a really nice kind of collaborative feel to it of being able to tailor it to how we wanted it, with really close support.
So we're 6 months on now. How do you feel now as compared to starting? Is the system still helping you, and is it doing what you had hoped?
Absolutely, and more. It's the confidence that you've got a system that can do everything that you would like it to do, and meets the client's expectations. So one of the lovely bits is being able to give the client access, which has impressed all of our clients that we've given access to, above and beyond any others that they see, and knowing that we've got the automation, the processes there, and if they're not there and we want it done slightly differently for whatever reason that is, you guys are there to answer the emails, and really quickly, really efficiently. You never feel like you're chasing or needing an answer, and if it is urgent and you mark it urgent, you guys will be on it within ridiculously short amount of time. So having that it feels like you've almost got your own personal system there, an own personal team. You're just not.
Yeah.